People should be doing that. Don't glorify anybody without ecstatic devotion. This is a principle of Lord Chaitanya, right there in the verse. Nobody knows. Why? Because nobody comes here and doesn't glorify. Have you heard me glorify any mundane idol? Do I follow in the footsteps? All glories to the real. Are you a real devotee, man? Real associate, man? Can we see that you're a real associate, man? Can we see how your chanting is? Can we check it out? See, you can fool these neophyte followers you have. You can fool yourself. But you can't fool Lord Chaitanya or his devotees. You got the right understanding, man. Let us see that you chant the holy name with great ecstatic devotion. Let us see you're a recipient of the true mercy of Lord Chaitanya and Radha and Krishna. Let us see it. Otherwise, if we don't see it, why am I wasting my time with you? Why do I want to waste even a second with you? Time is valuable, man. That's my money. Time is valuable. Yeah. I briefly described the Anchalila within the description of the Madhya-lila. Now I am almost an invalid because of old age, and I know at any moment I may die. Therefore, I have already described some portions of the Anchalila. In accordance with the synopsis previously written, I shall describe in detail whatever I have not mentioned. When Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu returned to Jagannath Puri from Vrindavan, Swarab Damodar Goswami immediately sent news of the Lord's arrival to the devotees in Bengal. Upon hearing this news, Mother Sachi and all the other devotees of Navadvip were very joyful, and they all departed together for Nilachal. This is a family affair, man. They're all part of Lord Chaitanya's family. See? They loved hearing that news of Lord Chaitanya. That's why I say, man, people, you think you're part of it. You don't like to hear, this is all news. Every day is news of Lord Chaitanya, right? Fresh news from Goloka. Isn't that amazing? Isn't that so? Haven't you seen this demonstrated day after day? Fresh news from Goloka, fresh preaching, fresh inspiration, and sometimes repeating the same verses again and again. Bhagavad Gita 10, still fresh every day, fresh. How does it that? How can it? It's like bread. Bread is always bread, but it's freshly baked every day. Isn't that amazing? It's like that spiritually. Yeah, same bread, same verse, but we freshly bake it every day. Even what I just said is a fresh thing on the bread of life, right? Just same bread of life, but, just baked it again. We don't half bake the philosophy. We bake it nice. It's got a good crust on it, and it's hot, warm. You ever go to these things, they say, this is fresh bread, and you get it stale. It's day-old bread, man, stale. Here, hot bread, fresh. You even watch the replay, it's still fresh. These verses are fantastic, man. Unbelievable, man. Yeah. Yeah. He carried news. And if you don't like this news in this thing here, this is family, man. The family of Lord Chaitanya is here, man. This is the truth. I ain't lying. You could see the symptoms of family members here. If you look in the book, it's talking about they're crying and they're laughing and they're choking when they think about Lord Chaitanya and chant his names and everything, or see him. Well, you see that going on here. So you can see real family members. Because the Lord is unmanifest, we re-manifest him by mantra. Yeah, he's no different than his name. You can actually see that here. You want to find out where your real gurus are? ISKCON, in Gaudiya Math, God is me. You come here, you see the real guru. Your real gurus, your real leaders are here. Yeah, because by mantra, you can see these persons know that that name of God is non-different from Krishna. They are realized that, because only with devotional ecstasy can you realize that. Otherwise, not. You won't know. You just put on some show because you don't know. It's just a bunch of blow. Everybody, you're just snow wing. Wasting their time idling. It's time for this message, strong message, and that's straight, no watered down. Yeah. Upon hearing this news, Mother Sachi and the other devotees of Navadvip were very joyful, and they all departed together for Nilachal, Jagannath Puri. Thus all the devotees of Kalyana Gram and Sri Kanda, as well as Advaita Charya, came together to meet Shivananda Sain. Can you see why most of these devotees left? They were family, man. When the Lord left, many of them just started to go too. They're family. Then they go and do this again somewhere else and attract other family members. That's why we're here. That's the only reason here is to attract family members. You know, people. Ultimately, just whoever is meant to awaken will come and become part of this family and awaken and be very happy. Ask Amy. She's happy, didn't have any contact with devotees, but she just feels, oh, yes, this is so beautiful. I love this. Oh, this is really nice. Oh, Gauri Das, nice preaching. Okay? People like that will come. This just like when Lord Chaitanya attracted. They were in the real line from Nityananda, man. Real line. The natural common people came. Like Janaki goes out and sings, and this lady just drove over from her car, just ordinary person in a beat up car, not even a nice car, beat up car, and says, I was just overwhelmed. This was so beautiful. Give me your contact. See, I want to maintain contact because that's what it's all about. You want to go to Vrindavan? Hey, you guys and all your religious institutions, you really, anybody in there, is a message for you. Do you really want to go to Vrindavan in this life even? You better come here. Otherwise, you're not going, because I haven't seen any signs that they're taking you. Do you seriously want to come here for 30 days and see if I'm lying to you or bullshitting you like your leaders have been doing for 40 years? Saying they represent what you think that's representation. It's just a big show. Put their little coats on, their little ornaments, and dhotis, and they're just, hey man, I want to see, are you a real representative of the Lord? We prove it here. Do you have the tears? You have the real ornaments of bhakti, man. Do you show that you're in the real line? You're a family member of Lord Chaitanya, Nityananda, and Srivas, and Sachi Devi, and all these real devotees. Are you belong to them? Do they belong to you? Are they your possession? And then because they're your possession, you can give out your possession to whoever you choose. That's the philosophy Lord Chaitanya taught. Oh, my dear devotees, you love me. Therefore, I'm giving you my transcendental body. You can give it anywhere you want. Go sell it as you please at any price. See? That's what's going on here. See? That's really true. We already proved it. Where else are you going to get a better deal? Hey? Lord Chaitanya on special, man. Reduced price. Usually it's high price. Oh, you want Lord Chaitanya? He kicks brahmacharis out of his kirtan, man. He's high price, high dollar, man. Oh, brahmachari. Oh, you just eat fruit and drink milk, no vegetables even? You ain't qualified. Get out of my kirtan. You're not getting in here with those guys. That ain't high enough. Oh, you went to my devotee. Oh, well, haven't you heard what I said? You guys in ISKCON have not heard, or any of you groups have not heard what Lord Chaitanya said. So I'll repeat it. That's why I repeat it again and again. Oh, you went through my devotee. Oh, well, I give my body, my transcendental body, to my devotee. And you come to my devotee to get me. Oh, okay, here you go. That's the process. That's simple, man. Go to where the Lord has been gotten. Those who have the transcendental body of the Lord, they're the ones who are authorized to give it to others. Nobody else, none, zero. See how we turn the tables on Maya with just the simple truth. Am I lying? It's all in the book. You can all check it. Isn't that the kind of preaching people need to hear? That's just to give them the straight out truth. Oh, wow. I didn't know I was wasting my time. I do want Krishna. There are a lot of people who want Krishna, right? But who's going to clear the path? Who's going to clear the brambles off the path? Well, it's going to be the right preaching, the real preaching, the true preaching. Get rid of the brambles, man. Do you want Krishna or not in this life? Well, you got to come to those who have Krishna. That is the only door, only way, only way. You can chant Hare Krishna to the blue in the face, but you can chant for 10 million. I'm telling you, this is the verse in these books. You can chant for 10 million lifetimes and not awaken the ecstatic devotion of Vrindavan. You can chant Hare Krishna for 10 million lives. Right there. Chapter 8, Adi Lila, verse number 31 or somewhere right around that place. Okay. You come to the devotees, you get over those offenses so fast, and then you'll chant and you'll cry, you'll laugh, you choke up. Okay. In this life, even. Okay. And if you don't, 10 million lifetimes. That's why you see, where's the ecstatic devotion? Nobody's surpassing the rules and regulations. Authentically, not like just some. We have some here think they've surpassed the rules and regulations, but they don't have any real strong bhakti. Okay, and what comes out of their mouth is inconclusiveness. Okay. And then they screw everything up in everybody's lives. That's not real bhakti yet. Keep hearing, keep serving, keep listening. Keep associating as best you can. Yeah. So, thus the devotees of Kulyana, Gram, and Kanda, as well as Advaitacharya, came together to meet Shivananda Sain. Shivananda Sain arranged for the journey and maintained everyone and provided residential quarters. While going to Jagannath Puri, Shivananda Sain allowed a dog to go with him. Oh, here we go with the dog thing. He supplied it with food to eat and maintained it. One day when they needed to cross a river, an Orissa boatman would not allow the dog to get in the boat. Shivananda Sain, unhappy that the dog had to stay behind, paid the boatman 10 pana conch shells to take the dog across the river. One day while Shivananda was detained by a tollman, his servant forgot to give the dog its cooked rice. At night, when Shivananda Sain returned and was taking his meal, he inquired from the servant whether the dog had gotten its meals. When he learned that the dog had not been supplied with food in his absence, he was unhappy, and then he immediately sent 10 men to find the dog. See, so the dog missed its meals, and he was very unhappy. But what happened? The Lord started to feed him later on. See, that was the result of following Shivananda Sain. Now he gets food from the Lord, from his transcendental hand. That's you guys, man. See, you followed the dog. You followed a Vaishnava. See, like a dog, you're happy to be with the Vaishnava, all that. What do you get the result? The Lord is feeding you with his transcendental hand, right? That's the purpose of that's the meaning of this verse, of these verses, this story. Yes. See, he fought this dog. You don't have to be anything special. You don't have to be superstar Narayan Maharaj or something to get the mercy of the Lord. You just have to follow a real Vaishnava who is a recipient of this transcendental mercy of the Lord. Just and realize I'm just a dog, man. I ain't anything special. All devotees feel that way. Hari Das felt this way. Let me be a dog of a Vaishnava. I mean, a real Vaishnava, not just the words. I'll say the words. And a real Vaishnava comes before them, they won't be that dog. It's just a dog bullshit statement in most people's mouths. They say, oh, yeah, I just want to be a dog in a Vaishnava. And then here the situation is here for them to do that, and they won't do it. Just a bunch of bullshit. I don't believe just in people's words. I want to see some action. I want to see some deed, man. Where's the deed? Hey, you're doing the deed, man. And what happens? Isn't the Lord feeding you with his transcendental hand? Yes or no? See? It works here because this is the real path. This is the real preaching. This is the real word, the word of life. See? Gets action. God says, okay, man, you're in the right place. I'm going to feed your disciples with my transcendental hand. And he does. See? Because you followed his authorized rep, right? Why wouldn't it work? Because it's all true. Yeah, people don't believe it here who had false gurus sometimes. Well, it didn't work, but it works here. So why are you staying faithless? It just works here because you got the real thing here. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. How come I got two things there for you? What is that? Okay, anyway, whatever. Glitches. See, this is basically Guru Tattva. This is the deepest Guru Tattva explained by the pastimes of Lord Chaitanya. People, this is why it can get really clear when you understand the pastimes of Lord Chaitanya. And when you hear them from the proper place, you can understand where the real path is amongst all this confusion here. There's confusion everywhere, isn't there? Just everybody, all this static going on here, hiding the real path. These books, all of them are meant to clear away the brambles and the static, get clarity, get logic, and see the reasonableness of God and how he works and the power of the Lord, the spiritual power. See? How he works through the right channel, the narrow gate preaching. See? And get away from this broad path of destruction, which is all these useless paths, man, empty paths, weak paths. Weak paths and weak preaching. Oh, well, why are you dishonoring my path with this guru and this teacher and the Dalai Lama and all that? Because they're weak paths compared to what's going on here. Somebody will touch their heart. If you're not one of those, go follow the Buddha. Go follow the Dalai Lama. Go get your shot. Go follow these gurus in ISKCON. Go get your shot. What's that, But you want to know where the real path to Krishna is now, in this life, in this time, in 2022? It's here. Okay. If you can't take the truth, well, go out there and follow the illusions. I say that's weak in illusions. Didn't Prabodhananda, didn't she read this? Well, you think it's just a bunch of bullshit verses? Or it's true? Why are you following all these useless? Didn't he say useless paths? All these useless paths. It's useless. Don't you know the mercy of Lord Chaitanya? He knew it. I know it. Why shouldn't I preach it like he did? Isn't that the idea of an acharya, a real spiritual master? You preach like the real acharyas preach. You preach their same message and get the same result that he got. I'm sure a lot of people got ecstatic devotion if they heard his preaching, his fantastic preaching. See, when the men returned without success, Shivananda Sain became very unhappy and fasted for the night. In the morning, they looked for the dog, but he could not be found anywhere. All the Vaishnavas were astonished. See, and so Shivananda Sain became attached to the dog. That's another thing. He liked the dog. He felt happy with the dog. The dog liked him. He liked the dog. You see the value of being friends with real Vaishnavas? Yeah. You get the blessings of the Lord. You see, they're coming already. You be a friend of the, of a devotee. To be a friend of the devotee, you automatically become a friend of God. Well, and you'll get purified, of course, to get you there. I mean, if there's things in the way, he'll get them out of the way. He'll drag you. As previously, the Lord provided them with all. As previously, wait a second. Oh, yeah. In the morning, they look, okay. Thus, in great anxiety, they all walked to Jagannath Puri, where Chaitanya Mahaprabhu met them as usual. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu went with them to see the Lord in the temple, and on that day, he also took lunch in the company of those devotees. As previously, the Lord provided them with residential quarters, and the next morning, all the devotees came to see the Lord. When all the devotees came to that place of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, they saw that same dog sitting a little apart from the Lord. Furthermore, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was throwing remnants of green coconut pulp to the dog. Smiling in his own way, he was saying to the dog, "Chant the holy names of Ram Krishna." Seeing the dog eating the green coconut pulp and chanting Krishna, Krishna again and again, all the devotees present were very surprised. See? Chanting in ecstasy. Sitting a little apart from the Lord. See, that's our relate. We're a little apart from the Lord, right? That's how you stay individual. But the Lord is close, isn't he? Okay? This is the value. That's why you don't have to be anything special to get the mercy of the Lord. You just have to understand the preaching of the real devotees of the Lord and follow that simple path like the friggin' dog. That's all here, isn't it? That's why you see, look, you guys are being fed by the Lord because you believe in this preaching. You hear this vibration, which is on par with the book. It becomes a living vibration. And you pass on that vibration to others instead of speculation from these gurus. What are they going to? The best you guys can do out there is speculate like your guru. See? And all that disappears at some point. Because it's just noise, man. It doesn't mean anything much. Seeing the dog, when he saw the dog sitting in that way, chanting the name Krishna, Shivananda Sain, because of his natural humility, immediately offered those obeisances to the dog just to counteract his offenses to it. He thought he was offensive. He didn't feed the dog. Okay? Okay? But devotees, that's why, when he saw that the Lord had given that kind of mercy to this dog, okay, now it's on the same level as a real Vaishnava. See, real. He's real. It's got a relationship with the Lord. Chants in ecstasy. I see that here. My disciples who get the Lord agrees to come and live in their heart, take up residence there. Oh, they're worshipable even to me. Yeah, God is God, right? Radha and Krishna, Radha and Krishna. If, we need to be looking for that kind of temple. People looking, oh, well, I can't come to Sadhu Sangha where Radha and Krishna are actually doing something, living in a living temple, a living body, preaching to you. Oh, I'm sorry, I can't go there. I got to go to the temple over there, built by hands and hard work and all that. And then I want to see Radha and Krishna just there. I don't want them to talk to me. Yeah, they talk to you through the devotees, man. That's more powerful, man. They tell you what's really in the books that you can't know, that those deities don't say. They're not reciting the words in the scriptures, are you? Are they? That's why you see why Krishna says, devotees of your caliber, those are the ecstatic ones, you purify just by being seen, especially heard from. And my deity and my holy places purify after a long time. See? You purify just by being seen and heard. Yeah, what you speak is truth. My deed ain't speaking the truth to you. You're not advanced enough to see that, right? Isn't that, you see why it's all logic? The science of Krishna consciousness is a science. It's very logical, very reasonable. This is where Christians can benefit. They gotta preach things that are not always logical and clear. People think, why should I worship a God like this? He seems unreasonable. He kills his sons, and that's the mandatory. He's got to kill the son, and you got to accept the blood. You got to accept this physical blood. And it sounds to me a demoniac, doesn't it? Doesn't it appear like it's a bit demon-like? Bloods and all that stuff. Isn't that what demons are into? Blood sacrifices and goats and humans and all, weird shit, man. And Jesus is like a human sacrifice. Okay, that could be there, because he preached the truth, and people do kill people that preach the truth. But his words are the words of life, man. Words of devotees. That's the essence. Yeah, Lord Chaitanya didn't have to die to save anybody. Nityananda didn't have to die to save anybody. Their followers didn't have to die to save anybody. You heard from them the words of life and truth, and ecstatically saw them, in ecstasy of intimate worship of the Lord, which is our ultimate potential. There's no other potential beyond this. There's nothing to achieve beyond that. Intimacy with God, intimacy and ecstasy in that relationship. Gets you right out of Maya, man. Clears all the cobwebs out. You look at the scriptures and you really understand them as they are. Yeah. The next day, no one saw that dog, for it had obtained its spiritual body and departed for Vaikuntha, the spiritual kingdom. Such are the transcendental pastimes of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, the son of Mother Sachi. See, and the beauty of them, they actually were like that, and they actually work again. People coming here are like those dogs, like that dog. You come here and you become a friend of the Vaishnava. You notice? That's why I say, people ask me, what can I do to advance? Please tell me, what can I do? New people say, I say, come here, make friends with the Vaishnavas here regularly. Associate with the devotees here, become their friends, do some service. If all you can do is come here and here, okay, fine, that's good. That's good enough. That's the path, man. Associating with devotees. Hear the real scriptures from them, because they're the only ones who tell you the real scriptures, the deep scriptures, the essence of the script. Nobody else knows but them. And if they tell you, and they're not like Bhakti Vinod and Bhakti Siddhanta and Prabhupada, keeping it all inside, you're lucky. You're lucky here. Everything that's inside them, we're bringing out on their order. Whole line. Do it. That's why people wake up here, man. You start believing this preaching, which is very true. The truth will live in you, will awaken in you. The truth of love of God will awaken in you. Your soul will be awakened to the truth forever. You're free. You don't have to go and, the man of the year, Elon Musk will make me immortal. No, he won't. He'll make you a slave of illusion. They all do out there. These gurus make you a slave of Putana, the one who doesn't represent the real Vrindavan. You got to get through the snake obstacle. Only the real spiritual master and acharya can get you through that one. You notice? We hit the nail right on the head. We confront the snake. We swallow the snake with the truth. That snake is weak when it's staying before the truth. We swallow it. The bigger snake, the snake of Vrindavan, the black snake of Vrindavan, Krishna, swallows that one. See, truth is like that. Truth has a big mouth, literally, huh? You notice? Big mouth, very mouthy here. All mouth, practically. Got a big snake to swallow, See, you got to be a real doctor, man. You got to be that symbol there. The thing they got the two snakes going up and one swallowing one. See, that's Krishna swallowing the Maya. Swallows it right up with the truth. See, the Maya is the lie, so it's a shadow, man. You got to swallow the shadow, man. Yeah. So let's see here. So who wants to read something? Okay. Go for it.
Both of us, maybe, but I don't know.
Well,
What verse are you now, Guru Maharaj?
huh? What?
Yeah, you've got to decide who can read, of course.
No, I said your finger went up first, so do it.
Okay. What verse are you here?
Let's see.
26?
Here, let me see. Verse number, verse number, you're going to like this part here. It's really good. Verse number 34.
Okay. Okay. Thank you, Guru Maharaj. Thank you so much. Oh, glories to you. Oh, glories to to the previous acharyas. Oh, glories, to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Oh, glories to Srimati Radharani, and all glories to Krishna. Thank you for letting me read these wonderful pastimes.
Yeah, this is the juicy part here.
Such are the transcendental pastimes of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, the son of Mother Sachi. He even delivered a dog simply by inducing it to chant the Mahamantra. Hare Krishna. Meanwhile, following the order of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Srila Rupa Goswami, he returned. He returned to Vrindavan. He desired to write dramas concerning concerning the pastimes of Lord Krishna in Vrindavan. Rupa Goswami began he began to write a drama. In particular, he composed the introductory verses to invoke good fortune. On his way to Godadasa, Godadesa, Rupa Goswami had been thinking of how to write the action of the drama. Thus he had made some notes and he began to write in this way. The two brothers, Rupa and Anupana, reached Bengal. But when they arrived, Anupana died. Rupa Goswami then departed to see to see Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, for he was very eager to see him. There was some delay because of the death of Anupana, and therefore Rupa Goswami went to Bengal to see the devotees there. He couldn't get in touch with them because they had already left. In the province of Orisha, there is a place known as Satyabhama Pura. Sri Rupa Goswami, he rested for a night in that village on his way on his way to Jagannath Puri. while resting in Satyabhama Pura, he dreamed that a celestial, beautiful woman had come before him and very mercifully gave him the following order. Write a separate drama about me, she said. By my mercy, it will be extraordinarily beautiful. After having that dream, Srila Rupa Goswami, he considered, it is the order of Satyabhama that I write a separate drama for her. I have brought together in one work all the pastimes performed by Lord Krishna in Vrindavan and in Dwaraka. Now I shall have to divide them into two dramas. And thus, absorbed in thought, he quickly reached Jagannath Puri. When he arrived, he approached the hut of Haridas Thakur. Out of affectionate love and mercy, Haridas Thakur, he told Srila Rupa Goswami Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he has already informed me that you would come here. After seeing the Upala Bhoga ceremony at the Jagannath temple, Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he would regularly come to see Haridas every day. And thus he suddenly arrived there. And when the Lord arrived, Rupa Goswami immediately he offered his obeisances. Haridas informed the Lord, this is Rupa Goswami. offering you obeisances. And the Lord embraced him. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. He then sat down with Haridas and Rupa Goswami. They inquired from one another about auspicious news. And they continued to talk together for some time. When Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu inquired about Sanatana Goswami, Rupa Goswami replied, I didn't meet him. I came by the path on the on the bank of the Ganga, where yes, Sanatana Goswami came by the public road, and therefore we didn't meet. In Prayaga, I heard that he had already gone to Vrindavan. Rupa Goswami next informed the Lord about the death of Anupama. After allotting residential quarters there to Rupa Goswami, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he left. And then all of the Lord's personal associates, they met Sri Rupa Goswami. On the next day, Chaitanya again met Rupa Goswami, and with great mercy, the Lord introduced him to all the devotees. Srila Rupa Goswami, he offered his respectful obeisances unto the lotus feet of them all, and all the devotees by their mercy embrace him. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he told Advaita Acharya and Nityananda Prabhu, you should both show your mercy wholeheartedly to Rupa Goswami. may, may Rupa Goswami, by your mercy, become so powerful that he will be able to describe the transcendental meadows of devotional service. And thus, Rupa Goswami, he became the object of love and affection for all the devotees of the Lord, including those who came from Bengal and those who resided in Orissa. Every day, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he would go to see Rupa Goswami, and whatever prasada he received from the temple, he would deliver to Rupa Goswami and Haridas Thakur. He would talk for some time with them both and then leave to perform his noontime duties. In this way, Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's dealings with them continued every day, and thus receiving the transcendental favor of the Lord. Srila Rupa Goswami felt unlimited pleasure. After Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, taking all his devotees with him, performed the Kundicha Marjana, washing and cleansing the temple Kundicha. He went to the garden known as Aitota, and he accepted prasada in a picnic within the garden. when, when Haridas Thakur and Rupa Goswami saw that all the devotees were accepting prasada and chanting the holy name of Hari, they both were greatly pleased. When they received the remnants of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, of his prasadam through Govinda, they respected it, and then they both and then they both began to dance in ecstasy. On the next day, when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu went to see Srila Rupa Goswami, the omniscient Lord spoke as follows: "Do not try to take Krishna out of Vrindavan." For it does not go anywhere else. At my time, the Krishna known as Yadu Kumara is Vasudeva Krishna. He's different from the Krishna who is the son of Nanda Maharaj. Yadukumara Krishna manifests his pastimes in the cities of Mathura and Dwaraka, but Krishna, the son of Nanda Maharaj, never at any time leaves Vrindavan. After saying this, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he went to perform his noontime duties, leaving Srila Rupa Goswami somewhat surprised. Satyabhama, he ordered me to write 2 different dramas. Srila Rupa Goswami, he thought, now I understand that his order has been confirmed by Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Formerly, he wrote the 2 dramas as one composition. Now, shall divide it and describe the incidents in 2 separate works. I shall write 2 separate invocations of good fortune and 2 different introductions. Let me think deeply about the matter and then describe 2 different sets of incidents during the Ratha Yatra ceremony. Srila Rupa Goswami saw Lord Jagannath. He also saw Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu dancing and chanting in front of the Ratha, where Rupa Goswami heard a verse uttered by Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu during the ceremony. He immediately composed another verse dealing with the same subject.
River, you want to read a little bit? Are you there? Keep going, and I just put it out.
Oh. I have already described all these incidents, but I still wish to add briefly something more. Generally, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu recited the verse while dancing and chanting before the Ratha, but no one knew why he was reciting that particular verse. Only Swarupada Goswami knew the purpose for which the Lord recited that verse. According to the Lord's attitude, he used to quote other verses to enable the Lord to relish mellows. Rupa Goswami, however, he could understand the intention of the Lord, and thus he composed another verse that appeared to Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. That verse, personality, who stole the heart during my youth, is now that very personality, who stole my heart during my youth is now again my master. These are the same moonlit nights of the month of Chaitra. The same fragrance of Malati flowers is there, and the same sweet breezes are blowing from the Kadamba forest. In our intimate relationship, I'm also the same lover, yet still my mind is not happy here. I'm eager to go back to that place on the bank of the Reva under the Vetasi tree. That is my desire. My dear friend, now I have met my very my very old and dear friend Krishna on this field. On this field of Kurukshetra, I'm the same Radharani. And now we are meeting together. It's very pleasant, but I will still like to go to the bank of the Yamuna, beneath the trees of the forest there. I wish to hear the vibration of his sweet flute playing the fifth note within the forest of Vrindavan. After writing this verse on a palm leaf, Rupa Goswami, he put it somewhere in his thatched roof and he went to bathe in the sea. At that time, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he went there to meet him. And when he saw the leaf pushed into the roof, and when he saw the verse, he began to read it. After reading the verse, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was overwhelmed by ecstatic love. At that very time, Rupa Goswami, he returned, having finished bathing in the sea, seeing the Lord, Sri Rupa Goswami, he fell flat in the courtyard to offer obeisances, and the Lord slapped him mildly in love, and he spoke as follows: "My heart is very confidential. How did you know my mind in this way? How to say this?" He firmly embraced Rupa Goswami, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. He took that verse and he showed it to Svarupa Damodara for him to examine. And then the Lord questioned him, "How could Rupa Goswami have understood my heart?" The Lord asked, "So how could Rupa Goswami have understood my heart?" Svarupa Damodara replied, "I can understand that you have already bestowed your causeless mercy upon him." No one could otherwise understand this meaning. I can therefore guess that previously you bestowed upon him your causeless mercy. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu replied, "Rupa Goswami met me at Prayaga. Knowing him to be a suitable person, I naturally bestowed my mercy upon him. I thereupon also bestowed upon him my transcendental potency. Now you also should give him instructions, in particularly instruct him in transcendental values."
All right, let's save some of this for later, and we're going to chant a little bit for a little bit.
Okay.
You can put your microphone on, and we'll just chant together.
Okay.
Hare Krishna, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama
Rama,
Rama, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama,
Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama,
Rama Rama, Hare Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare Krishna,
Krishna Krishna,
Hare
Hare Rama,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Rama,
Hare, Rama,
Rama Rama, Hare Krishna,
Rama,
Hare
Hare Hare, Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare Rama, Hare Rama,
Rama,
Rama
Hare
Rama,
Hare,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare Krishna,
Krishna Krishna,
Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare Rama,
Rama, Rama,
Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare
Krishna,
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 Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare Rama,
Rama,
Rama
Hare
Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare Rama.
Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna,
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Rama Hare Rama, Rama
Rama,
Rama,
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Krishna, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Rama, Hare Rama,
Hare,
Rama Rama, Hare Krishna,
Hare Krishna, Krishna,
Krishna Krishna, Hare
Hare
Rama,
Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Hare, Rama Hare Rama,
Rama,
Rama
Hare
Rama,
Hare,
Hare Hare,
Hare
Krishna Hare
Krishna,
Krishna.
Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare
Hare
Rama,
Rama, Hare Rama,
Rama,
Rama
Rama,
Rama,
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Hare
Krishna,
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 Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Hare,
Hare Hare, Rama Hare Rama,
Rama,
Rama
Rama, Hare
Hare
Hare,
Hare,
Krishna, Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
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 Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Hare, Rama Hare Rama,
Rama,
Rama
Rama, Hare
Hare
Hare,
Hare,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna, Krishna, Krishna,
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Rama Hare Rama,
Rama,
Rama
Rama,
Rama,
Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Krishna,
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Rama Hare Rama, Rama
Hare
Rama, Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna, Krishna, Hare
Krishna,
Hare, Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Rama Hare Rama, Rama
Rama,
Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna, Krishna,
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Rama Hare Rama,
Rama, Rama, Hare
Rama
Hare,
Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna, Hare Hare,
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Rama Hare
Rama,
Rama,
Rama, Hare Hare,
Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Hare,
Krishna, Hare Hare, Rama Hare Rama,
Hare Krishna,
Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna, Hare Hare,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna, Hare Hare, Rama Hare
Rama,
Rama.
Hare Hare, Krishna, Hare Krishna, 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 Hare Hare Krishna, Hare
Hare Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna,
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 Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Hare,
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Rama,
Hare
Rama, Rama,
Rama,
Hare
Hare Hare, Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Krishna, Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Hare,
Hare Hare, Rama, Hare Rama,
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 Rama, Hare
Hare
Hare,
Hare,
Hare
Krishna, Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna, Krishna, Hare
Krishna
Hare, Hare
Krishna,
Rama,
Hare Hare, Rama, Hare Rama,
Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, 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 Hare
Krishna, Hare Hare,
Hare
Rama, Hare Rama,
Rama, Rama, Hare
Rama,
Hare,
Hare
Hare
Hare, Krishna, Hare
Krishna,
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 Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Hare, Rama,
Rama,
Hare Rama,
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 Hare
Hare Hare,
Hare,
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna,
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 Hare Hare, Rama, Hare Rama, Rama,
Rama,
Rama,
Hare Hare, Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna, Hare Hare, Rama, Hare Rama, Rama,
Rama,
Rama, Hare
Hare
Hare, Krishna,
Hare,
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare Krishna,
Krishna Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare Hare, Rama, Hare
Hare
Rama, Rama,
Rama,
Rama, Hare
Rama, Hare
Hare
Hare,
Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Krishna, Hare
Krishna Krishna, Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Rama, Hare Rama, 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 Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Rama, Hare Rama, 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 Hare
Nityananda,
Hare Krishna,
Nityananda,
Hare
Shri
Krishna.
Krishna Chaitanya, Nityananda, Nityananda, Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna,
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna
Rama,
Krishna, Hare
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 Krishna, Hare
Rama, Hare Rama,
Krishna,
Rama Rama, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Rama,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna, Hare
Krishna,
Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare
Rama, Hare
Hare
Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare Hare Rama, Hare
Hare
Rama,
Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama,
Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Rama, Rama, Hare
Krishna
Hare,
Krishna, Hare Hare
Krishna,
Krishna, Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare Hare, Hare Rama,
Krishna Krishna, Hare
Rama, Rama,
Hare
Hare Hare, Hare
Rama,
Krishna,
Rama
Hare
Rama, Hare Hare
Krishna,
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 Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Hare, Hare
Krishna Hare
Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna,
Rama
Hare
Rama, Rama
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama,
Hare Rama, Hare Rama,
Rama,
Rama
Rama, Hare
Rama,
Hare,
Hare
Hare Krishna, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna, Krishna,
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Rama, Hare Rama,
Rama, Rama, Hare Hare,
Rama
Hare Krishna, Hare
Krishna, Hare
Krishna,
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 Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Hare Rama,
Hare
Hare Rama,
Rama, Rama,
Rama
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Rama, Hare Rama,
Rama, Rama,
Rama Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Rama, Hare Rama,
Rama,
Rama
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna
Krishna,
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 Hare
Hare Rama,
Hare Rama, Hare Rama,
Rama, Rama,
Rama Rama, Hare
Krishna,
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Krishna, Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Rama,
Hare
Rama, Rama, Hare
Hare
Hare,
Rama, Hare
Hare
Rama,
Krishna, Krishna,
Rama Rama, Hare
Hare Rama,
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna Krishna, Hare
Krishna, Hare
Hare Rama, Hare Rama,
Rama,
Rama Rama, Hare
Krishna, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Hare Rama,
Krishna Krishna, Hare
Rama,
Hare Rama, Hare Rama,
Rama,
Hare Hare.
Okay, so I'm going to go off for a little while, do some prescribed things, and be back. I'll probably be back a little bit in a little while, actually.
Okay.
Yeah. Thank you
Thank
very
you.
much. It's a great reading.
Thank you,
And thank you,
Gurudev.
Tom, for coming, and River, and all our audience here for coming and listening. And I may be back in maybe less than an hour. Let's see. Hare Krishna, everybody. Anybody else wants to go on? Go ahead. Hare Krishna.